Right now you should have this interactive notebook page printed. So we're going to go through this together. And when we are finished, you're going to need to glue this or staple or tape it into your science notebook. If you do not have this page, go ahead and pause this video now, and you can either recreate this page or print it. All right, so you just watched that video from Dr. Bionics. I know he's kind of silly, but he does a great job of explaining and introducing magnets. And a lot of these answers came right from that video. So I suggest after completing this page, if it were me, I would go back and watch the video again for a second time because I think it's going to make a lot more sense. So a magnet is an object that, and he told us, creates an invisible, so we can't see it, magnetic field around them. He told us that items that are attracted to a magnet are called, and this seems kind of obvious, but they're referred to as magnetic. So that's the actual term that we use, magnetic objects. And then he also gave the example of non-magnetic objects. And he said those objects that are non-magnetic are usually made of things like wood or fabric. So just understanding the name magnetic versus non-magnetic. So magnetic items are made from metals such as, and in that video he actually identified 3: iron, nickel, or cobalt. He even told us that the Earth creates a magnetic field because the core consists a lot of some of these metals. So after that, we were introduced to these different poles. So you can see the letters N and S abbreviated here on these magnets. And we know from the video that N refers to, sorry about that, the North Pole, and S refers to the South Pole. So in the video, he held 2 magnets together, and when they were opposite poles, meaning north and south, what did you notice happen in the video? Right, the unlike poles will actually attract each other. So they moved toward each other and actually closed. So we're going to write down here that unlike poles of magnets attract, I'm going to underline that vocabulary word. Now I'm going to give you some context clues here, just so we know that we understand the meaning. Or pull toward each other. Then he also gave us the other example, and you can see here that you have a south pole and a south pole, meaning they're the same. They're not opposites. So when you have like poles or the same, both south, like poles are going to repel. They'll actually go out from each other. So like poles repel, or, and that word means push away, the same pole of another magnet. So all we've done really is just kind of simplify the information that was included in that Dr. Bionics video. The only other thing, if you want, and I can do this kind of quickly, you can as well. If you want, just so you can kind of see the difference between the North and South Pole, I just grabbed really quick a red crayon, and I'm just going to shade in the North Pole's red. And then I'm going to shade in the South Pole's blue. Just so it's really clear to me when I look that I can see that these, again, are the like poles or the same. So they're going to push away from each other. And then that these two are unlike poles, so they're opposites, and they're going to attract each other. You ever heard that saying, like opposites attract? And there you go. It's a scientific example. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. We will continue learning a little bit more about magnets tomorrow. You guys have a Generation Genius video and a few pages to read in your textbook.